Today we are going to be fitting this classic VW Beetle axle. The first thing we need to do is get it cleaned up and get it ready to fit. So this axle is one of the best ones I could find for my car. It's adjustable so we can make the wheels go up and down. It's a new old stock original VW one as well. If we look on the back we can see it was actually made in Brazil. It's got VW Audi stamped there. And this axle has never been on a car, so it should be perfect for my car. It's really rare to find new old stock axles like this, with brand new arms and spindles on. It's got strengtheners in here as well, which not many of them had. At the age of just 13, I embarked on a daring adventure by buying this classical wreck. The car has remained off the road for nearly 4 decades, 36 years left for dead. So the beam has a slight coat of paint on, so I'm just going to hand sand it down so it puts some scratches in so that the new paint sticks. I've got this axle fully sanded down now. We just need to clean it up and then we can take it for painting. So I've got some clean rag with some special cleaner on. I'm going to go over the full axle, wiping off all the dust. That's the axle ready. Let's get it masked up. So I'm just going round all the rubbers. Right then, that's it fully masked up. Let's take it over to the paint area and see if we can hang this up. It's going to be quite difficult with how heavy it is. This is where I'm going to be painting. As you can see, I have already got the IRS suspension on here as well that I'm going to paint at the same time. So let's see if we can get this axle on. Right then, let's get this undercoat mixed. Well, that's definitely filled to the top. Let's get the lid on. The colour I'm going to be going with is actually the original colour, Marina Blue. Here is a picture of my car. Let's see what this colour looks like. As you can see, it is very blotchy, but that is because it's a bed liner. I'm hoping doing it in this type of paint is going to be stronger than normal. But it is a lovely colour. Let's carry on spraying. So I've left this paint to dry overnight and it's just about dry enough to touch. So I'm going to take all the masking tape off, then I'll leave it to dry and then we'll take it off and get it fitted. I'm taking the masking tape off while it's still a bit tacky, hopefully, so it doesn't rip the paint off the metal. And there we have it, all the masking tape off of this axle. I'm going to leave it to dry, then we'll take this off. So I've left this paint to dry for a few days. It looks amazing. Let's get it off the stand. Before I fit the axle, I'm going to fit the selector rod. I've got a new bushing, so let's get it greased up. We've also got the clip for it. Then we need to get this bushing fitted. So I finally got that bushing clipped in. As you can see, that's the old one. It were absolutely knackered. Let's get this pole greased up and get it fitted. Get plenty of grease on it so we know that it moves freely and doesn't rust. Might need an hand with this, Dad. It's got to be lined up at the end.
Well, push
get it, bush it.
Straight, up, straight, up. Yeah. Push that. Oh, push. Twist. Give it a little twist.
Right, oh! Ow!
Yeah, right. That's in now.
Now I've got it through the bushing, I just need to knock it all the way through so that the gear selector end is here and the gearbox end is here. There's the bushing. It's all going fine. Let's carry on pushing it through. I've now just got a metal pole so I can push it. Just catching on the handbrake. There we go, that's the gear selector in. That gear shifter went in pretty easy, to be honest, with a new bush. It's all lubed up, so let's get the inspection cover on. There we go, fitted with a seal and 2 stainless steel bolts. To get the axle fitted, I'm going to have to lift the chassis up so we can take this off. We've got some styrofoam and a pump jack. Let's get it under. That's the rusty old bolts out. So for this axle, we've got some of these shims. And because I've got these shims that go here, it pulls the axle out. So I've got some longer bolts as well. I'm going to put some grease on them. I'm also going to grease the bolts up with the extra grease that's on my hands. I'm now going to put the washers on. I didn't put the washers on in the first place because I wanted as much room as possible to get the bolts in the holes. Right, that's the front axle fitted. The shock absorbers that I have for this axle are lowered ones, so I'm just going to lower it some. As you can see, I've loosened that and then I've lifted it up so that will lower the car. Let's see what the shock absorbers look like. Yep, they will fit perfect. I'm going to leave it loose for now. So let's get these shock absorbers fitted. So these are the same brand as what was fitted at the back. And they are the adjustable ones. Right then, that's one side on. I've got this etching lacquer which is for bare metal. So it's not a standard lacquer. So I've got Casper mixing the paint for me. He wanted to give us an hand, so he's just going to mix it for us. And then he's going to leave so we can spray it. So I'm going to be spraying this lacquer with a limited edition DV1 De Vilbis. This steering box has dried and looks amazing. Let's get this masking tape off. I have rebuilt this steering box using new seals and changed any parts that needed changing. I've got some copper grease that I'm going to put on this end so that if I ever want to take it off, it shouldn't be seized on. So this steering box is a bit far this side. I know this because it's catching here, and when I've looked, the dimples that it should be on isn't lining up. The dimple I am talking about is just here. And there's one on the other side as well. And this bracket has a place for that to go. As you can see, when I'm spinning this, which is connected to the steering wheel, it's no longer catching. Now we've got the steering box on, it's time to get these track rods together. Just get the steering damper bolted on. I'm going to put some copper grease on these threads. And this one is actually a left-hand thread. I'm going to go around, put copper grease on all these threads. So I'm just changing all these nuts and bolts to be stainless steel. I'm doing this because I don't want my bolts to be rusty, as the ones that you get when you buy new parts are only mild steel. To do this, I'm getting the wheels as straight as possible. I will do an alignment afterwards, but for now, I'm just fitting it all together. To do this, we hold this end and you twist the bar, which brings this closer or away. Let's get our bolts on, using copper grease once again. I've got both of the track rods set in place, but this spindle is turned a little bit, whereas this one looks to be perfectly straight. So to get this one straight, I'm going to twist this bar. So if I twist it this way, the spindle is going the wrong way. So I'm going to twist it backwards and it should line up. So that's just about straight. It's not perfect, so we will have to do an alignment once this is all fitted together. Now both the track rods are sat in place, I do want to get the steering damper in. I may just have to take it out to knock this in. Just going to get these track rods bolted down. Right then, that's them all bolted in. Let's make sure they all turn together. And yes, they do. And as you can see, this turned as well, which connects to your steering wheel. I will have to loosen all these when I align the car, but for now, I'm just going to tighten these up. This is a left-hand thread, so that's tightened. So that's the axle, fully cleaned, built up and put on the car. In the next video, we're going to fit the IRS gearbox. So if you like this type of content, please give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.